Welcome to R&R's Ask the Expert. I'm your host, Mildred Ingram, R&R's Editor-in-Chief, and today I'm joined by Dan Tarantin, the CEO of American Restoration. Dan, could you provide a brief overview of your background and expertise?
Sure. Well, I guess most importantly, I'm from New Jersey and a big Springsteen fan, so I'm not sure we don't need to go any further than that, I think. But I've been fortunate to work in the home and facility services business since 2011, and really kind of got into restoration in 2017 with a company that I was working for. We acquired a restoration brand. Then in 2019, we were acquired by Belfor.
Okay.
And I was invited to be the chief operating officer of the Belfor franchise group, which was made up of about 10 plus brands, covering a bunch of different services. And very fortunate to have had that opportunity. Belfor is a great company and just great people. And then in September of 2022, I took advantage of this opportunity here to become the CEO of American Restoration, which at the time was a number of different brands that had been acquired, but no real integration that has happened. And so we spent the last year and a half now building a platform, building one business out of those 8 brands, and building a great new team here in Dallas. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
That's so cool. So today I want to discuss essential measures for preparing homes against power outages and preventing issues such as frozen pipes and space heater fires, since we're definitely into winter now.
We are.
It's cooler in some areas than others, but still. So I understand that American Restoration covers an array of services. As you just said, a lot of people came together, a lot of different companies came together. And these services are in both residential and commercial sectors. Can you tell us a bit about some of these services?
Yeah, no, we do provide a whole number of different services. We do things from, someone having an inch of water in their basement to a wing of a school that burnt down, right? And so we cover all that. Look, for this business, it's one of those businesses it's getting your hands around a mission, getting all your teams around the mission is pretty easy because it's very clear, right? We want to, what we call life restored, trying to get people back to where they were, and whether it's their home or their business. But we are, again, full service. So that means we do, we're fire damage, water damage, storm damage. Although we don't chase cat storms.
Yes.
If it's in one of our states that we're in, we want to take care of our clients, but we don't go out of state for that. Mold, and certainly there's the whole reconstruction or rebuild part, right? So after you mitigate from all these things, then you help rebuild that, and that could be putting carpeting back all the way, again through rebuilding the side of a school, right, or an office building. So and then the last one, just to mention, because I think it's interesting, is contents. So, not only do we do work on the structure itself, but, we help to clean and pack and store all the contents of your home or business while while work is being done. And that's something we've grown that business a lot in the last few years. There's a big need for it.
That is everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. American Restoration has seen rapid growth in the past few years. And before we get into the topic, deep into it at hand, I wanted to congratulate the company on that. Industry growth helps provide so many jobs. Like, are there any other exciting news that you guys have going on?
Like I mentioned, right, we're sort of somewhat of a new business, new company, because not a lot of folks know who American Restoration is.
Right.
But certainly people know our brands. We have eight brands out there. We're in 10 states, 21 locations, and we choose to leave the brands in place. We think that the connection to the local community is really important, and that reputation that's been built up. American Restoration itself's been around only since 2019, but the average age of our brand is 34 years. So we've been around a long time. And collectively we are in the top 10 largest restoration companies in the United States, not including the franchise businesses. And so it's been great to have that perspective, and we've definitely created jobs after acquiring these 8 brands. So we're excited about it.
That's amazing. So on to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
So what are some essential steps homeowners can take to prepare their homes for power outages?
Power outages can lead to a number of different things, right? And probably the biggest worry is the climate, right? And so
Yes.
we try and regulate, right, the homes that we live in, but we forget that the building itself cannot regulate itself, and so it has different needs than we do. And so, keeping that in mind and knowing what's going to impact the house versus what's going to impact us who live in it is very important, right? So, one of the big things, particularly for this time of year, is insulating all the water pipes in the home, so prevent them from freezing in this case or cracking. And getting ahead of that is really important. One other thing that people usually miss is insulating the faucet on the outside of a home, where you hook up a garden hose.
Yep.
A lot of times that's missed, and that's outside, right? That's not even inside in a basement or inside of a wall. So lots of times people forget that, and that's a good one to keep in mind. Talking about comfort, attic temperatures are a big deal, right? Because that could damage your roof if it gets too hot in there. Again, though, this part of the year you're not worrying about as much as others, but it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that when power comes back, a lot of times people are trying to crank up that air conditioner or crank up that heater to get it to 70 degrees as fast as possible, and sometimes that's putting it too much of a burden on the AC unit. So we see where people it's more advised to kind of do that gradually, right, when that comes back. And so we see people in all kinds of situations all the time, and then try and get them back to where they are, but doing it in a safe way, right? Yeah. So that the one thing actually before we go on,
Oh, no problem.
space heaters is a big topic, and
Yes.
and certainly is one that's can offer its advantages, but quite frankly, it is the single largest reason for fires that we help out with every year, and
Wow.
it's still surprising that many of them happen. But between the fuel that may power it, or the 10 electrical cords and extension cords that you use to plug it in, or even just from being near other combustible types of chemicals, that's a really, really big, important one for people to pay attention to. And if you have to use a space heater, make sure that it's kept away from other things. Be careful of the fuel, and make sure you plug it into the appropriate outlet. So that's really, really a big one for people to really pay attention to.
So that definitely bled into asking if there were any safety precautions, because you just gave them. Are there any maybe surrounded around like generators? Potentially?
Yeah. For those folks who have generators, I think you have to think about what it is that you want to cover when your power goes out, right? And so, with a generator, depending upon the size, it'll take care of a certain part of your home. So you need to really think about when that happens and the generator kicks on, what part of the house do you want to live in, right? Because you're likely not able to do the whole house.
Right.
So depending upon also on what fuels the generator, it's important to keep that away from the home, so that the exhaust doesn't come back into the home or seep into the windows, things. That's that's a big worry that we have when we see a generator like that. And I think periodically making sure that you're testing it, so that when the time comes, you didn't spend all this money on a generator and then it doesn't work or doesn't kick in, right? And so we suggest frequent testing of generators for sure.
So what are maybe some other alternative power sources homeowners or those in like commercial buildings can consider? Would it just be maybe a generator, or is there anything else potentially?
The diesel and gas power generators are the most common. In terms of technology, and we're starting to see mobile solar generators that
Oh,
folks
wow.
are using, and probably a little bit more in commercial than in residential for those. Now, that's of course going to be dependent upon the efficiency of sunlight and where you are and what the weather is. But in terms of kind of new technology that's coming out, that's probably what we're seeing, in addition to the traditional gas powered or diesel fueled generators.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Was there anything else that you would like to potentially add before we go?
I think giving these things some thought before something happens, and it doesn't take a lot, but it doesn't take much to cause really a loss in your home. And so giving things some thought ahead of time, a lot of it's common sense, but we just like to see people who are prepared, and it's a rewarding business because we're there for people when they need us the most, and a lot of times it's for helping them protect their valuables as well as themselves. And it's just a shame when we see that, right? It's tough, but that's what we're there for, and I think the collective 8 brands that we have do a really, really great job of showing that empathy and that compassion for the customers, and so that's what we're about, right? So,
and that's one of the most important things, is showing empathy, because a lot of the times, you're restoring their lives, depending on what they've lost. So, well, Dan, thank you for your time and your insight. Before we go, where can our listeners connect with you and learn more about American Restoration?
Our website, right? It's www.amrestoration.com. So we just redid the site not that long ago and incorporated all of our 8 brands into the site, so you can learn about them, where they are, and about the team that we've built up here that really take care of our 650 employees every day, as well as our 10,000 customers that we service every year.
Thank you for that. And for more insights on restoration remediation and the people behind it all, visit our website, rnrmagonline.com. We're also on Apple and Spotify. And if you haven't yet, be sure to follow the podcast and keep with our latest episodes and give us a quick review and rating. We love that. We're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, so we invite you to follow us there too. This has been R&R's Ask the Expert. Thank you for listening. And Dan, thank you again.
Yes, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.